Oh, hey guys. Hey, do you remember like 2 weeks ago I got a can vape package and they sent me this thing here, this Octopus RDA from Smoke Tech, and I said it wasn't that good because all it had for an air hole was this little hole here, and it was like it doesn't breathe well. Well, I modified it. You've already seen the video on the Northern Tech. If you haven't, it's over there on how I did it. But I drilled a hole up top where the coil sits. And let me tell you, besides the fact that I just farted, this thing's awesome. Like, now it's performing well. Now it's performing really well. I really enjoy it. It's a great dripper. Frig yeah. So last night, Mr. T-Man's Go-Karts. I'll put a link to his channel in the description, just in case none of y'all out there know who the heck I'm talking about. T-Man's Go-Karts makes a bunch of crazy go-karts, a bunch of different things. He's currently working on a project called the Full Screen Machine. Pretty nifty looking go-kart, that's for sure. And he sends me a video, a really cool video. Oh, it's good coffee. And we're gonna talk about that for sure. I don't know if the camera's picking this up right now, but she's pretty vapey in this room. Man, does it smell good. Been hitting this pumpkin cheesecake blend. Literally tastes like pumpkin pie. Love that kind. And yeah, my room is hazier than shit. But that's not what this conversation's about. Or this vlog, I should say. Today's vlog is about that video that T-Man's Go-Kart sent me. About the future of YouTube. Freak sakes, this rope. That keeps her busy. That's all that matters. But at VidCon, they had a panel. Somebody recorded it, posted it to YouTube, and T-Man came across it and sent it to me. And I can't remember the guy's name or what division he works for or what network he works for or exactly what's really going on with this guy. But basically, this guy was talking about how YouTube is a failing business model. Now, this video went live last year in May. I had VidCon in May. I didn't know VidCon was in May. I thought it was in the summer, but apparently it's in May. And he's talking about how people on YouTube can't make it a viable business. It's impossible due to the way YouTube does the revenue split. And honestly, I've never thought about it as an issue because, well, frig, I'm not that big of a YouTuber. And I only make like I always say peanuts on YouTube, you know? Mailbox Money as Joel, or Canadian Carpenter, or whatever the fuck his channel's called. He always called it Mailbox Money, and I kind of like that name, so I took it. And it makes sense. It's just, you know, check shows up at the end of the month. It's money that you don't calculate into your budget, and you don't consider it part of your bill money or nothing. It's just a couple extra bucks to buy stupid shit with. That's exactly the way I see the mailbox money. Let's hit the road and talk about this more. Alright, so basically what I'm going to talk about, it's going to not be in depth, it's going to be more of a vague thing. Anyway, Buddy Van Dudo's talking about the business model breakdown of YouTube and the way it works. So like if you're on AdSense, basically the basic split for that, unless you got a real sick deal with YouTube, is a 55% goes to you, 45% goes to YouTube. So it's not a 50-50 deal, it's 55-45 split. Now, the problem is, like for people like me, you know, Rex, T-Man, we don't hire salespeople. We don't hire basically people to try and push our videos out there to get more revenue. We don't hire advertising people. We don't contact companies like Mountain Dew and Red Bull and say, hey man, how about we do like a joint venture? You pay us to do this video. Like, we don't have a sales team and all that. And so it doesn't really completely apply to us, but it kind of sort of does too because of the split. So what this guy was talking about was how a lot of people on YouTube have a sales team, they have an advertising team, they have all this stuff, and the 55-45 split is not feasible to run a business using YouTube as your business model. Now keep in mind, this video was a year old and lots has changed since then. Mainly YouTube's CEO, they fired the old one and brought in a new one, and this new one, she apparently has a heavy business background and has been able to take businesses that were going to go tits up and bring them back into play and make them feasible and monetizable and actually generating revenue rather than debt. So if anything, she could turn YouTube into the ultimate business model and solve this problem. But it all depends, right? It all depends. It all comes down to, will she actually do it or not? So it's hard to say. It's one of those things. You just gotta friggin' wait and see what's gonna happen with the future of YouTube. Hope it doesn't die, but you never know. All it takes is a couple people to screw up really big, and then we're done. We're game over. So anyway, one of the things that was mentioned was, like I said, the revenue split. And then he came up with a great idea of YouTube takes 20%, and then 30%, then you take the rest, basically, and that could cover all of your. Because he was talking about YouTube's bandwidth. Like, every time YouTube says they need to make more money, it's because of bandwidth costs. I didn't know about this. Nobody knew about this. This guy, for some reason, had inside information. YouTube has fixed bandwidth costs, as in they use 1 terabyte in a month, or if they use 20 terabytes, they pay the same bill regardless. So it's not bandwidth issue for feeding out the fucking the videos to all the people who request them. That's not the problem. Storage capacity, yeah, I can see that being costly, because they say like every minute, like 12 hours or 84 hours or some nonsense of videos are uploaded to YouTube. And you know, when you got people like me who are running a video game channel, which does a video a day, right now 2, because I'm doing that car mechanic. So it does 2 videos a day. And then you have Vloggin Life, which is a video a day. Northern Tech, which isn't really that big of a handful. It's just a couple videos here and there. You know, I'm not really scheduling that one all that critical. I'm just making them as I get them and putting them up as I get them and just going from there. But yeah, it's like, it costs money to store them on the server, and I understand that. And that was one of the things he mentioned, was paying to store. Well, fuck, that's exactly what Vimeo's doing, and a lot of other sites. You gotta pay to play, and YouTube right now is free, so I say leave it free, not pay to play. But what he was saying was, like, you know, you could enter a tier called the premium tier, where you pay for your storage, you pay for, and then you also get the high-end in-video ads, which pay out more money in the long run. So basically, your YouTube would pay for itself with revenue. He was talking about that. But one of the things he brought up, which, I don't know, I didn't quite understand it, was when somebody subscribes to you, they have an option to click off a checkbox that says, do not share my email address with this individual. And what that means is, like, theoretically, let's say, for instance, you subscribe to Vloggin Life and you failed to click off that thing. Well, now your email address bound to your Google account is sent to me. Now I have your email address. What does that mean? Well, literally, it sounded to me like this guy was talking about setting up a fucking spam list. I shit you not. It sounded like he was like, well, you know, if YouTube ever fails and you want to make videos and you want to put them up to Facebook and stuff, then you have this email list and you can email everybody a link to your video so they go and watch it and things. And I'm like, dude, that's spamming. I fucking hate when people do that. When I get an email from somebody saying, oh, dude, check out this video. Or it's like, no, quit whoring yourself out, for fuck's sakes. You know, I had a couple people PM me. I get PMs all the time from people saying, oh, great new video. It'd be great if you watched it. Great new video. And meanwhile, it's like, I'm probably subscribed to them. And it's like, I already did watch the video, and they're PMing it out. Like, they're using whore tactics to whore out their videos, and it drives me nuts. So I didn't really agree with the whole email thing, but I do agree with it on an anonymous level. Jesus, fuck. Minivan's like right in my way. But I don't know, to each their own, right? There's a lot of people be like, I don't want to give out my email address. Fuck, you're just going to load me up with a bunch of spam sites and try and sell me Viagra and Cialis and all that nonsense. But other people might be okay with it. And then he was talking about, like, YouTube needs to change their deal. He mentioned in May that CPMs are going to drop. And this was like a year ago, right? And they have. CPMs took a shit. I remember when I was with Red Light Broadcasting at Christmas time last year, I made some serious cash. I didn't have a day under $12. I was like, holy shit. And then come January, I didn't have a day over $4, which was pretty shit. So it was pretty weird the way it worked. And, you know, then everything worked out. And then as you got around April, May, everything started coming back up, and I was making my standard cash, and I was like, whatever, it's mailbox money, you know, I'm just gonna use it to buy, at the time, smoke some beer and put some fuel in the car and stuff. Like, it was, I just used it for stupid things, you know. But chatting, like watching this video with the split, he's like, if YouTube doesn't do something, and this is the thing, they've offered companies like Vivo, that company that does all like the music, like Rihanna and all that nonsense. They offered them a revenue share split that literally this guy already talked about, the 30-70 split, because Facebook offered Vivo a better deal than YouTube, but YouTube wanted to keep Vivo on its platform, so it had no choice but to either offer a better deal. Well, newsflash, YouTube, Facebook will be monetizing in the near future. You wait. And when that happens, this is the reason why you see a lot of the big YouTubers out there saying, don't forget to like my Facebook fan page. Don't forget to like the Facebook fan. Go to Facebook and like that fan page. The reason being is only fan pages will get monetization rights. Your individual YouTube accounts, your personal ones, they're probably not going to be opted in for this. It's going to be strictly fan pages. And you're probably saying, well, that's not fair. Why is that? The simple reason is a fan page, well, an individual YouTuber, like a personal account, you can only have 5,000 friends. That means an audience of 5,000, and if you're lucky, those 5,000 might share your posts out to their friends and get you a couple extra views. Just saying. But if you have a Facebook fan page, you can have as many likes on it, which means it's like subscribing to it, a like. You can have as many likes on it as people put. As accounts go on there and say, I like your content, I'm liking this page, I want to see more. So Facebook fan page is more of the business aspect, where a personal page is like just your personal page where you go on and you consume the content. That's the difference between the fan page. And analytics on my fan page, it's already showing a revenue tab, but it's grayed out. I can't click on it. So it's like, I know it's coming. Facebook is going to get into the game, you know? And then this guy was talking about how Twitter, he's thinking Twitter is going to be the big YouTube contender. And I'm thinking Twitter, they only let you do like fucking 200 characters in a tweet. So what's the video platform going to be like? Vine? You take a 6-second video of something ridiculous and post it up and make some coin? Like, you can't really do much in 6 seconds, people. You can't really do much. You can make a really quick short, but that's about it. But yeah, like with Instagram, Vine, Keek, and there's a whole bunch of other types of those friggin' 6-second video programs. Twitter's got a lot of followers on it, so if Twitter does that, then it might kill off those other ones. But honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I've been seeing people posting videos to Twitter and stuff, and it looks kind of neat, but I haven't really given it a go myself because I still have no idea what to do with Twitter. It's one of those applications that has me not lost, but it has me thinking, why the fuck does this even exist, you know? I really don't understand why Twitter exists. What's its purpose on this planet? And so far, my answer is none. It doesn't serve a purpose. It's pointless. It's stupid. And it doesn't belong here. And a lot of you will disagree with me because you're big time Twitter fans. And that's okay. We're all allowed to have our own flavor of apple pie. He says due to the competition coming out, YouTube's got to friggin' man up and do something about their content, about their shares. And literally this whole 58-minute video was all about making money on YouTube. Not even talking about the fact that the sub boxes are broken. Not even talking about the fact that people are getting unsubscribed from channels and they have no idea why. Not even talking about the fact that YouTubers are waking up in the morning and their channels no longer exist and there's no email explaining why they were kicked off the platform. The channel was literally wiped out, and that kind of burns my balls a bit because these are some critical things that affect the little guys, and all this jerkface talked about was the big guys, like the people in the million plus category, you know, generating 270,000 views a day and all this nonsense. And meanwhile, those big guys aren't the ones who are hungry. Those aren't the ones who are hungry, who are trying to become a big guy and trying to get that revenue and trying to live, you know, start something on YouTube that can be big. The big guys are already there. They're already sitting on top of the mountain. Us little guys, we're trying to climb that sumbitch, and she's steep. and we aren't getting the help we need. So we got to do it on our own and try our best. And that's what kind of burns my balls about the whole video scene. But, you know, to each their own. It is what it is. So either, you know, you're down with it or you're not. It's up to you. But I'm going to let this go here, guys. I'm at work there, so I'm going to go inside, rock off this shift, and then head her home afterwards and friggin' hammer down. Thinking about maybe barbecuing when I get home because, I don't know. I got some chicken that I want to get rid of and things. So anyway, people, if you like today's video, click that like button. Questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.